Hello everyone, welcome back to Aussie Starcraft, where we've been casting some games from the Acer Team Story Cup. This time it's Complexity vs Millennium. In the bottom left hand corner, victorious over the STC in his previous game, it is Millennium's Adel as our blue Protoss player. In the top right hand corner is our red Terran challenger. It's in fact the STC. Now I know what you're thinking, hey Aussie, you just casted this game, but in the Acer Team Story Cup, when a player is eliminated, the team does have a revive. So obviously the STC a bit unhappy about his being knocked off the victor's throne last round. He has been revived by Complexity and thrown back into the arena against Adel. So can he get his revenge here, or will he in fact be knocked out for the count by Adel? Guess we'll see. It is a different map, different map, same matchup. So we'll see what these two players elect to go for in this game. Will we see another sort of proxy oracle out of Adel? I gotta say it's certainly not a popular choice on this map. Occasionally you'll see Protoss players tuck a proxy Stargate along the edge of the map, but it's certainly not as favoured as it is on maps like Star Station and Belshire Vestige. So we'll see what Adel has in store for us, and whether STC elects to go bio again. I imagine we will be seeing the bio against Protoss. Mech just really struggles. Mech had its heyday against Protoss back when the Warhound existed, and for any of you that remember those dark days as a Protoss, it was almost the point of, yay, Terran got a Warhound out, great, I lose 1,000 or 1,500 resources, and Warhounds were pretty OP, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a Protoss player, I loathe those days, but they were certainly very good, and it seems like for Mech to be more viable against Protoss, they may need another unit or a different slant on one of their existing units. Just because of things like the Immortal. The Immortal pretty much hard counters most of the Mech lineup. Adel seems like he'll be going for the early proxy route again, and my guess would have to be another proxy Stargate. Is hovering the gas for it. Cybernetics core just following up. So STC is scouting in here. Now STC will be able to see how much gas is being mined. He'll probably have some idea that this could be a very similar follow-up out of Adel, and he's actually producing Reapers 2 at a time. So it looks like STC might be deciding, hey, I saw your cheeky opening last game, I might produce a few extra Reapers and see if I can punish your proxy build, because you'll notice that Adel has almost nothing on the field at this point. He's going for a single Stalker now. But unlike most of our Protoss players, Adel seems to going for these proxies seems to force him to skip the early Mothership core, and as you can see has no intention of grabbing it anytime soon, still has another 2 workers queued. So if we see many more than these 2 Reapers, it could be quite a little bit of early pressure out of STC. These Reapers, of course, scouting out. They are going to pick up this proxy again. Here we go. They know it's here. They can work down this pylon quite quickly. Adel's going to chrono boost out the Oracle again. There are 3 Marines on the field, the 4th one finishing up now. So 3 Marines is almost enough to go toe-to-toe with the Oracle. The 4th Marine will allow them generally to kill it off, unless there's some exceptional Oracle control. But Adel just going to try and pick off as many workers around the edge as he can. If you're wondering why we are seeing so many Oracles, particularly out of Protoss, well, only out of Protoss, but out of Protoss at the moment, the Oracles actually got quite a nice buff in that recent balance change. Did increase their speed quite a bit, which does make them quite a bit niftier for the harass. So Adel going to hover that Oracle like last game, just try and use it persistently to be annoying. But the Stargate's already been disabled, and now Adel's going to have to try and defend his base against these annoying Reapers. 2 more gateways coming down. No other tech choice out of Adel yet, so I wonder if he's going to try and go for a similar gateway follow-up. I don't know that he's done the damage he'd done last game, so I don't think straight gateway units are going to do it for him. And in the face of the amount of Marines and Marauders we're starting to see on the field, it could actually be a devastating choice for him. So STC just going to march straight out across the field, and I gotta say, Adel electing to skip the mothership core is going to put him in some dire situations in this game. So STC moving out with these Marines and Marauders. No stim, no combat shield, but currently a single Stalker is all it stands in between STC and gaining his revenge. So STC obviously knows what's up, going to be threatening with these Reapers here, and it's going to stretch Adel Scott's thin defense even thinner, so these Marines just going to march right on here. They're just going to gun this expansion down. There's only a Stalker and a Sentry on the high ground. Oh, the force field able to get that up just in time, so STC going to go back to knocking down this expansion. These two Reapers still here doing damage. If we look at their 1 kill on one Reaper and 1 kill on the other, so they haven't done a lot of damage with those, but the indirect damage is effectively this Nexus that's going down. So Reaper's going to give the high ground vision. Oh, nice force field. There's going to force half these units to stay and fight on the low ground. But these Marines still just trying to do as much damage as they can, trying to pick off the Sentry, and they will. It means no more force fields to follow this up. There's going to be a lot of damage on these probes. He's still not warp gates, so 5 warp gates about to finish up, but there's a lot of Marines and Marauders. Well, a lot of Marines and 1 Marauder streaking. Going to pick off these Zealots before they can warp in. It's going to allow these Marines and Marauder to do a lot of damage. Probes being forced to pull off the line to try and help counter this. This Marauder doing so much work with his, well, no concussive shells, but doing a lot of just straight out damage to these Stalkers. If we look at the units lost tab, it's heavily favouring STC, which is to be expected. Those bio forces able to take out the expansion and a fair number of Adel's units. So STC in an economic advantage at this point in time. We look at the production tab, we do have some more. Well, we've still only got the 2 barracks, but now the factory is underway with a few Widow Mines going to move up to support. Widow Mines, of course, still excellent against Protoss. They will one-shot a Stalker or a Zealot, or a Sentry for that matter. Do excellent damage. The splash is always nice, and the bonus damage versus shield certainly rounds out the fun for the Terran player. STC continuing to try and produce units fairly heavily. Adel trying to make something happen, but I gotta say this pure gateway force just isn't going to cut it against stimmed up bio. So 1-1 upgrades almost finished now for STC. And I gotta say it's put him in a great position for mid and late game. Here Adel trying to decide what he'll do, but with only his main base mining, his expansion still yet to finish up, there's no follow up for Adel. Is pure gateway aggression into 1-1 stimmed bio could well prove his undoing here if he chooses to advance. These Marauders still no concussive shell, which I feel would be the nail in the coffin for Adel, but Adel trying to engage here, and you can see the concaves already established by STC units on the high ground here. Going to force these straight down. Nice force fields there, but unable to quite close up the gap, and STC is just going to stim straight forward, pick off this Zealot, and the Sentry's already done. The blood's in the water. STC has enough units here to, even with the force field, to just sit on the other side of it and pick these off. STC, Adel just forced to tap out there, and I agree with that decision. Trying to resurrect the Stargate for some sort of tech option, but unfortunately Adel going for the gateway all in, but unable to have any follow-up to his initial aggression. The Oracle unable to do the early damage, and STC's quite potent counter-attack just left him in a position that became untenable. So STC able to reclaim his throne and knock Adel back out of the running. So STC will carry on. That is, for those of you who are counting, that is 3 victories for Complexity and 1 for Millennium. So Complexity still needs 2 more to take this series. Obviously, Millennium needs a few more than that to be able to equalise it. and we'll see what happens in the remainder of this series. Still a good deal to go, but I'll be taking a bit of a break from casting. Hope you guys enjoy your Saturday. I'll be uploading these games over the course of the day and the course of the weekend, so go ahead and check out the channel periodically. You can always subscribe if you'd like to get some free updates as those videos come out. Go ahead and check out the bios of these players. I'll be putting the links down below in all my videos. I've started doing that recently. A lot of people ask about the players. They're not super familiar with some of these players, so I'll put all the Wikipedia bios down below. For those of you that aren't aware, Wikipedia is pretty much the Wikipedia of StarCraft. Has all the information you could ever need for these players and a lot of other things that are StarCraft 2 in general. So go ahead and check those out. Always a great community page there. So hope you guys are enjoying the cast, and we'll see you later on in Aussie StarCraft.